Welcome in everybody to the KC Sports Report. I'm your host Michael Darcy, and today I'm joined by Michael Hepner, and we're going to give you our 2020 Chiefs playoff expectations. Chiefs Kingdom, we have a very special video topic for today. Michael Hepner and I are going to give you our 2020 Kansas City Chiefs playoff expectations because Chiefs Kingdom, one year ranges from the next, and each year I seem to have different expectations for this Chiefs team in the playoffs. Last year I expected the Chiefs to win the AFC Championship game, and obviously it didn't work out like that, but this year, in my opinion, the stakes and my expectations have gotten a lot higher. So, in my opinion, I expect this Chiefs team to win the AFC Championship game and at least go to the Super Bowl. And I think that anything less of that is a failure of a season. The Chiefs have been in the AFC Championship game last year. This is the year to change everything, rewrite last year's scripts, and this is the year that the Chiefs have to make the Super Bowl. Michael, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree completely. I mean, last year was supposed to be the year, but obviously our defense kind of let us down. Well, I mean, it was D Ford and Orlando Scandrick, but other than that, I mean, it was.
They didn't kind of let us down. They just let us down.
No, they really didn't do a good job at all. But this year, I'm really hoping that the defense being better, and I think our offense has really regressed a little bit. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, I'm not scared. They can turn off the switch. They can turn it on and off and all that. I'm like, I haven't seen them do that this year. I've seen them get up and then just stop and then hope their defense can stop them, which, great, a win is a win. But if that's your game plan going into a team like, I don't know, the Ravens or the Titans, you need to figure out what's going on offense. And I'm sure Andy Reid is holding stuff back and hasn't, showed all of his cards this year. But they need to just figure out what they need to do all the fundamentals and do them well. Don't get penalized and all that stuff. And I think that this team is going to go to the Super Bowl, which is what I'm expecting them to do, because that's literally what this whole season was built upon, was the failure of last year and
the comeback and the revenge story. That's what this Chiefs team has been focusing on for the last 16, 17 weeks. And, I think that anything less of a Super Bowl appearance is a failure because, like you said, the Chiefs have really just been working for that the entire season, and I would go as far to say that they're a top 3 team in the NFL when everyone's healthy. And I don't expect them to necessarily win the Super Bowl because I think that either team in the Super Bowl can win it. But at the bottom line, what I expect is for this Chiefs team to be in the Super Bowl.
I'm expecting a win because we got there. Not necessarily, getting there is one thing, but it's winning this year is like, it's do or die at this point. I just feel like we're going to lose a lot of players next year because of money and just...
Might have to pay Mahomes next year, Chris Jones.
Yeah. And definitely, it's just, we don't know what next year looks like. We were fairly decently sure about what this year would look like, obviously, with a few additions on defense and whatnot. But offensively, we're probably going to lose Watkins. We don't know what our offensive line is going to look like. We need to re-sign Mahomes. We don't know what the running game is going to look like.
Well, here's the thing. If Andy Reid cannot win a Super Bowl with the talent that he currently has on the roster, he's not going to get it done. I don't know what else to say. He has all the talent in the world to do it this year.
I wouldn't go that far because I do think that this team is not at its full potential. So to say that because by saying if he can't do it with this team, he can't do it at all, I think that is putting way too much credit to the players on this team, because I do not think any of them have played to their full potential. Even Mahomes. I think Mahomes could have played a lot better this year. He played well. I thought considering last year and the numbers he put up, I obviously was expecting him not to put up 5,000 yards again and 50 touchdowns, but I was expecting him to learn from all of his mistakes. Like, he really did a phenomenal job, I felt, this year without turning the ball over. He still was careless, and there were so many that got called back because of penalty and all that other stuff, but at the end of the day, he only had 5 interceptions on the year, so still impressive there.
True, but I think
Watkins is a perfect example. Robinson. It's like they all had these peaking games, and then they just fell off, and we haven't heard their names called since. So it's everybody on the team can play much better than they have this season. So to say that if he can't do it this year, he won't do it at all, I think the team is just talent-wise, they're pretty much the same as they were last year offensively, if not better.
On defense, it's completely different, though. I mean, because they're playing better. I mean, I kind of agree with you. I think the defense could play better and be a top 10 for the rest of the season and next year. But I think that the Chiefs need to focus on winning game by game, because if they try to focus on getting to the AFC, or no, winning the AFC Championship game while they're still in the divisional round, they could get upset, and they probably will get upset, because you just got to take it game by game. But if it's one thing, I've noticed the mentality and the attitude of this Chiefs team, because they just seem to me like they are locked in. They're focused on winning it this year. And I think that Mahomes, in my opinion, is one of the best leaders in the NFL, and Tyrann Mathieu up there too. So when you got those kind of players on your team, and they're making a difference, so I think that those two are going to have a huge impact. But in my opinion, it's Super Bowl or bust, because you don't, like you said, we don't know what we're going to have next year, and this is the best opportunity that we've had in a long time. I mean, I've always said that it's your year when things start to go your way. I mean, the Chiefs should not have got the 2 seed. I'm here to say that. The Dolphins should not have beat the Patriots, but it happened. So that went for the Chiefs. If the Chiefs didn't go lose 4 games in the beginning of the season, they wouldn't have got Terrell Suggs. So I think that everything happens for a reason, and right now the Chiefs are just having all these advantages go in their favor.
Yeah, and I mean, history has shown, for at least Kansas City, recent history that is, like with the Royals, for example. I mean, 2014 went to the World Series and then lost it.
A tough loss in 7 games.
Yeah, which was really rough. And I'm pretty sure wasn't Moustakas on third or something. Like
it was Gordon on third. He could have scored. I mean, that's kind of different, but
it was just awful feeling. And then the next season, I don't really remember how well they played compared to the year before, but
they were the best team they were the best team in baseball. And I think that is because they were fueled by that loss. Just like this Chiefs team looks like they were fueled by that loss in the AFC Championship game at home against the New England Patriots.
Yeah, and I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do, because I know that not only do they want this game badly, but fans have wanted this the last 50 years. So it's been a long ride for everybody, and everybody just wants to get this and be done with it, because they're tired of not being a championship team. And after this year, I mean, if they do make the Super Bowl, every year the new expectation is going to be the AFC Championship, because it's kind of what the Patriots have done. Like, they've raised the bar, and it's like, no, if you want to be the best team, you need to be getting to the AFC Championship practically every year. So,
and the Chiefs have the talent to do so. So I'm all in agreement. The Chiefs need to not only win it this year to kind of let everybody stop talking about them in a negative light in the playoffs, but they need to prove to the NFL that they're a force to be reckoned with for the next 10 to 15 years. So we are both in agreement that the Chiefs need to at least make the Super Bowl for this to be a successful season. And if the Chiefs just play like I think that they will, this will be the team to represent the AFC in Super Bowl 54. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you guys like these videos and want to support me, go click the link in the description and go support me on my Patreon. I would more than appreciate it. Thank you to Michael Hebner for joining me in this episode. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the KC Sports Report by Michael Darcy.